Hey guys, this is Candle and welcome back to Final Fantasy on the PS1. Alright, when we last left off, we finally got the airship and now it is time to do some extra exploring. We have... Whoops, wrong button. I keep doing that. I keep doing that. I keep wanting to press R1 to open up the world map, and no, it's circle and start. So now we have the northern continents all completely open to us. So what we're going to do first is go after the class changes. To get that, I think we might have gone too far north. Now, here we go. So we have these this island chain here. We need to explore this. And notice how we can't just land right in front of these caves. Yeah, these are the Dragon's Caves in the Cardian Isles. And there is some loot here we can get. But beyond that, there are also, as the name would imply, dragons to talk to. If I can find them. There we go. Only the truly brave return with proof of their courage. Well, that sounds interesting. Not much gil there. Mind if I take all your stuff? There we go. So, you might think that, oh, that's just one cave, one dragon. No, there's a whole bunch of them. You know, this is the Cardian Isles. This entire archipelago is filled with dragons. There we go. See what I mean? Long ago, dragons and humans lived in peaceful coexistence. Alright. So yeah, they give you a little bit of flavor text about the world, but there's a little bit more going on about it. Alright. Can I land here? No, I cannot. It will not let me land there. And we move so fast on here, it's so hard to line up correctly. There we go. So this one, we have to run a little bit further away to get to the cave. Long ago, the northern lands flourished with beautiful temples and immense mechanical castles. But that is no longer the case. The Cardian dragons are creatures of peace. We do not kill needlessly. So yeah, that's why they're not attacking us, but things like, you know, the white dragon, the red dragon, they are. How strange. Humans in the realm of dragons? If you have the courage, present yourselves before our king, Bahamut. So yes, Bahamut. Classic Final Fantasy summoned monster. King of the dragons. First appeared in Final Fantasy 1. Though not as a summon, because summons didn't exist yet. They weren't introduced until Final Fantasy 3. Excuse me, sorry, I had to sneeze. Alright. So I think we want to go to this one next. Yep. Alright. So a little bit of loot there. Got a tent. Aha. You're not frightened of me? Well, now, I call that brave. Yes, indeed. We are not frightened of you at all. Alright, got some gil. Got a gold needle. And there is one more island to check out. And this one actually has 2 caves on it. Alright. Can I land here? Maybe down here? Oh, you just move so fast. Like, I'm constantly overshooting. I don't know why. The problem with the airship is you have to land in, like, specific places for, like, the rest of the game. Or is this the cave I want? Yes, okay, good. Have you met our king, Bahamut? He confers a great honor upon those who prove their courage. I will definitely go check him out. We dragons have a tradition. To prove one's courage, enter the Citadel of Trials in the northeast, and retrieve a token from within. The token of courage can assume different forms, some rather strange. So yeah, don't be alarmed by what it actually appears like. Alright. So here, we have this long passage here. And then this takes us to an even bigger long passage. Bahamut tests every drop of courage you may have. You are in the presence of Bahamut, the great king of dragons. Well, what do you got for me, Bommy? I am Bahamut, king of the dragons. If you would prove your valor, return with a token of it. Alright. So yeah, you don't have to visit Bahamut before getting the proof of courage, but like with visiting Matoya early, visiting the dwarves early, it adds context. You know? Alright. And we are going to go up here, and then sail west, and this right here, sorry, east. This right here is the Citadel of Trials, or the Castle of Ordeals. And if you notice, there is a lake feeding into a river which goes out to sea, river mouth, right here. You can get here with the ship and the canoe by docking right there. Otherwise, you have two options. You can either land right at the tip of this wing here and go all the way around to go this way. Or there's a slightly shorter route. I don't think you can land here. No. There's a slightly shorter route. If you end up landing instead right here, I believe. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and pop a memo save. Because we have some interesting and tough monsters to deal with. There we go. Saber-tooths and were-tigers. This is where the were-blade could really come in handy, but of course we already got rid of it. Alright. Good news is, I mean, even though we just got poisoned, we're still doing good when it comes to damage. So I'm not too terribly worried. Just gotta deal with these saber-tooths. Oh. And, no, they're done. Alright, got some good gil for that, though. 2560 gil, I'll take it. Alright, antidote. Deal with that poison. Alrighty. So the whole point of doing the Citadel of Trials, it's completely optional. You do not have to do this to beat the game. But the whole point of fighting it, and now we're going off against dinosaurs as well, and wyverns, but the whole point of doing the Citadel of Trials is to get the Proof of Courage, and with it, Bahamut will grant you the class upgrades. You know, all the class changes. Oh, Jack's not looking too hot. A little bit worried. Alright, let's do a Cure 3 on Jack. Okay, good. He attacked somebody else. I was a little bit worried about Jack going down again. There we go. Alright, gotta pass through this little desert here real quick. And then just keep circling around. Oh, gotta watch out for basilisks. They can petrify you if I remember correctly. That's one down. And one to go. Yep, there it goes. Oh, thank God it missed. Thank God it missed, because that would have been really bad if we got petrified candle there. Alright, new memo save. Alright, there's our little airship. We're like most of the way there. Got a Sphinx to deal with. Sorry, I got a little bit of a frog in my throat. Oh no, Carl! That's not good. We have to heal now. Alright. There we go. That's much better. Alright, do I go? I think I go north. I don't think I go in that forest. I think that's a dead end. Because we have to cross the, we have to cross the river. There we go. Ah! So close! And yet so far, now we have 3 sphinxes. Ugh. Come on. There we go. Trying to save magic for the Citadel here. I mean, I do have some cottages. I could use more magic. Oh shit, we gotta watch out for Jill. Not paying attention. Just rolling right through the combat, holding X. Not paying attention. There we go. All right. Bye-bye, Sphinx? Not quite. Now it's bye-bye, Sphinx. There we go. Oh, come on! The castle just came into view. Poor Carl. Poor Jill. Alright, let's do a heal 2. And you know what? Fuck it. Let's do a fire 2. It helped a little bit. Ooh, that was very close. That was very, very close. She's gonna have to pop a Cure 3 on herself now. This could go really, really badly. Alright, there we go. Good, good, good. I was worried about that. Alright, made it through. Perfect. Alright, actually, I want to hold off until we're, like, right in front of it. Alright, now... let's go ahead and use a cottage, since we have 3 of them. We also have 99 sleeping bags. More than enough. But we'll do the cottage instead, and we will go ahead and do our first official save of this recording session. We'll pop it right here. There we go. All right, let's head in. So, thou hast the crown required to test thy courage here. Then I do grant thee entry to the trials. Sit upon the throne to open the way. If true courage dwells within thee, thou wilt find proof of it here. So yeah, this is what you actually need the crown for. So, I don't really know what Astos' plan was. Somehow he needed the crown and the crystal eye, both, to become the king of the elves. You know, to supplant the elven prince. So yeah, we have teleporters here as well. So, but we only need the crown to get in here. So I don't know what was going on there. I am going to be looking at my guide for this because I don't ever remember which way we're supposed to go. So this one is... oh shit, where's the actual order? Because the map just lists them by number. The order is... Where is it? Ah, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 14. So 5 would be the one at the bottom here. Then 6 is obvious. Then 8 is, again, the one at the bottom. Follow this path to get to 9. Is it 11 or 10 next? 10. So 10 would be actually the closer one here. And then 14. All right. We're going to go down here. We're going to head into here. And is this an encounter point here, or is it right in front of the chest? We got dragon zombies. These guys are undead, so they're weak to fire and Gaia spells. There we go. There we go. Perfect. All right. Oh, no, it's definitely an encounter point right in front here. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot because you don't have to get this right here either. So, yeah, Clay Golem. We're just going to go ahead and go ham on these guys. They're not too tough. I forgot this was a duplicate chest. I'm looking at the map again real quick. Alright. So this chest contains the gauntlets, which is an item that we can equip on Candle. Oh, no, we can't? Jack can't do that? Who can? Maybe it's after the upgrade he can actually equip it. But if we look at it, so gauntlets, yeah, these will cast Bolt 2 if you use them as an item. Whoever has them equipped, that's the only person who can use them. However, if you leave them in your inventory, then anybody can use them. Unless you're playing the NES version, because the inventory system works a bit different there, where only the person carrying them can use them. But we're going to leave it where it is, because that is going to be very useful in the next dungeon after this. Not that. That is not 14. 14 is directly straight down. And that takes us to these stairs in the corner, which then gets us up to the next level. This is actually the last floor of this dungeon. It's a really short dungeon. But we do have to deal with horned devils now. So let's pop off some ice 2s. Let's go ahead and do a heal 2 as well. So yeah, we could use the gauntlets, but these guys are weak to ice, so let's do the ice 2s instead. Alright, not too bad as long as it's just fire 1, and not like blaze or fire 2 or 3 or whatever. There we go. Alright, let's have you do... Yeah, let's do another ice 2. Let's have you just straight up attack. I think it'll be fine. Do another ice 2. And that should take care of most of them. Well, oh, okay, that missed. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Alright. Good, another miss. Good, good, good. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Alright. So yeah, that is an encounter point there. I'm pretty sure. With a pair of nightmares. Remember the crazy horses from early in the game? Yeah, these are the same thing, but stronger. And they can do snort, I think, which, puts you to sleep, if I remember correctly. It doesn't boot you from the battle like it does in later Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy 1, I'm pretty sure Snort just puts you to sleep, or is like an instant death or something like that. I don't remember. But as long as it keeps just doing physical attacks. Yeah, there we go. There's Snort. Oh, it inflicts darkness. Okay. It blinds you. It's like I couldn't quite remember what Snort did in this game. There we go. Yeah, just keep attacking Candle. Keep attacking Candle. There we go. All right. So that is a healing staff. And like the gauntlets, this also has an extra effect when used as an item. This casts heal level 1. So we are going to pop another memo. And what we're going to start doing is we're going to start using these things in combat. So we have to go down to items here. Healing staff. Now, if she had it equipped, she would be the only one who could use it. However, because it's in the inventory, everybody can use it. However, only one person can use it per round. You know, you can't just have everybody use the same item all at once. Yeah, heal level 1's not very strong, but it'll help out a bit. You know, she can't really hit for that much damage usually, so Jill will stick to probably healing. But it also does mean that I can't just hold down. I don't have Ice 3, damn it. Alright, let's go ahead. Do healing staff, and let's have you do gauntlets for Bolt 2. I don't think it's going to do that much extra damage, but you never know. Alright, gauntlets cast Bolt 2. That's not too bad. Healing staff helps a little bit. Candle and Jack are at full. Jill and Carl are a little behind, but that's fine. Yeah, see, the healing staff is now... We have 0 that we can use this turn. But they don't get used up. You can keep using them turn after turn. It's just only one person can use it per turn. Oh, awesome. That's the end of the fight. So that's really going to help, holding on to things like that. Alright, so here we have Steel Gloves, Ice Brand. I knew there was a second one in the game. And a Ruby Armlet. Okay, so the Ice Brand is technically stronger than the Flame Sword. So we'll go ahead and equip that. Especially because we're not really going up against ice monsters for the rest of the game. And what else did you have? Oh, the Ruby Armlet. You can equip that, but you don't need it. It's not a good upgrade for you. You can do the Steel Gloves, but that's a bad upgrade. Alright, Mithril Mail, Ruby Armlet is a good upgrade for you. However, what I think we might do is pop this on Carl. And then Silver Armlet, slightly less defense, but higher evasion. So I think we'll go ahead and give you... Yeah, we'll go ahead and give you the Silver Armlet. Alright, and then down here... Excuse me. We have some Mind Flayers. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, let's... Oh, fuck. You are going to run, and you are going to run. Thank you. Because I'm like, these guys can instant kill you with just a physical attack. So, let's go ahead and pop a memo save real quick. Alright. Oh, the new treasure chests were just starting to come into view. Oh, a bunch of mummies and a king mummy. Now let's do a fire 2, let's do a Dia 2, and a fire 2. And that should take them all out. Especially with Candle well, I was going to say with Candle attacking the king mummy, but not anymore! we go. Dia 2, that'll take care of the other 2 mummies, but what about the king mummy? Awesome. Perfectamundo. Alright, so yeah, that open treasure chest there, that would have held the gauntlets if I hadn't picked them up in the other room. So we got a cottage to replace the one we used here, some more gil, and some more gil. We're flush with gil now. How much do we have? 166,617. Alright, oh, come on. Right next to the last treasure chest. There we go. Same strategy. Just wipe them out quickly. Alright. One last Fire 2 spell. Perfect. Okay. You guys ready for a mini-boss? We're just about there. So this treasure chest contains the rat's tail. And believe it or not, that is our proof of courage. Remember, they did say it could take many forms, but if you look at key items. So proof of valor and strength, the rat's tail. Now let's go ahead and memo save, because we have a mini-boss fight to get out of here. So just like the throne warped us into the upper levels here, this one will warp us back down to the main level. We have to face off against a dragon zombie. And, you know, we lucked out, because you have a chance to run into 2 or 3 here, I think. But we lucked out. So if we still had the fire sword equipped, that would really help. Instead, let's just do a fire 3, a Dia 2, and another fire 3, and we will take this guy out really quickly. You know, he only has 268 health, so he's dead. All right. All right, so we step on here and we can leave. So now we got to make our way back to Bahamut. Going up this way. Maybe I should have saved. I'm not sure. We did just do a memo save right beforehand. We're good. And then next, we will be doing the shortest dungeon in the game. It's literally just one map. I forgot we were poisoned. Oh my god. I'm not paying attention. Yeah, the gauntlets and the healing staff come in really handy because they help you save your magic, because it doesn't require any spell charges to use them. There we go. Fix our poison. Another ambush. And of course we get poisoned, like, immediately. Alright, healing staff. A little bit of healing goes a long way. If I can just remember to do that every turn, it'll slowly build up. I was trying to say build and stack at the same time. It came out as back. There we go. I gotta heal that poison again, though. Yeah, we completed the dungeon without having to use up most of our potions that time. Be able to say that about our next dungeon as well. You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's pop a fire 3. And a heal 2. And another fire 3, just to get rid of these guys quickly. There you go, that's one less to deal with. Alright. Let's do the healing staff and the gauntlets. Why not? Not that it really matters. At least we got the healing staff popped off. Carl's the only one at full health. Not anymore, though. There we go. Got to level up for our trouble. That's what I like to see. Alright, pop a memo save here. Alrighty. We make it through. Oh, almost made it through the desert. Another Allosaurus and Wyvern. On. Nah, he's gonna survive this round. And maybe the next one. Not quite. There we go. Perfect. All right. Good, good, good. Almost back to the airship. Seriously? We're that close. Oh, and it's an ambush. Alright, again, I have to remember to use the healing staff every turn. I could go into the settings and change it from standard to memory. You know, change the cursor from standard to memory. Standard or default or whatever, you know, it starts everybody off at fight. Memory remembers where it was last for that character. So you would have to physically go in and change it every time if you wanted to change their attack, but you could otherwise just hold down X. Alright. You know what? Screw that. Let's do a Cure 3 and have you do the healing staff. There we go. That helps out quite a bit. All right. Back to our airship here. Oh my god, we're so close. It's like right there. Alright, let's go ahead. You know what? Screw it. Let's do the gauntlets. That'll help a little bit. Right, healing staff. There we go. And let's repeat all of that. Alright, just the saber-tooth left. There we go. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Alright, we're so close. There we go. Got you. Alright. Go west. I went too far west. Is it the lower one or the upper one? It is the lower one. Okay, good. Alrighty. We have to prevent our proof of courage to Bahamut. It has been eons since true heroes have approached me. Well done. That rat's tail is proof of your valor and strength. Now, warriors, step forward to accept titles more worthy of heroes. And so we have been upgraded. Everybody's gotten some new duds. Alright, so if you take a look here, our warrior is now a knight, and he can use low-level white magic. He'll slowly get spell charges over the next few levels. Our red mage, all of our mages are now wizards of their respective colors, and have expanded spell books. The red wizard still can't use all black and white magic, but he can use black and white magic up to level 7, I believe, is where his last spell is. I think he only gets like 1 or 2 level 7 spells. And just a handful of like level 6. But the white wizard can use all white magic up to level 8. And the black wizard can use all black magic up to level 8 as well. And with that, can you start equipping... Yes, now you can equip the gauntlets. However, they have the same stats as the mithril gloves, so we're going to leave them in the inventory, because that way everybody can use them rather than just Candle. Alright. Bless the crystals. Okay, you say the same thing. You say the same thing. Alright, so now that we can expand our spell books, now it's time to do kind of a victory lap around the Aldean Sea and like the other, all the older towns we've already been to get those missing spells. You know, all throughout all the southern continent. So first up, we're going to go south here to Cornelia. There we go. Most of these are going to be for Candle, starting out. But let's go ahead and fill his white magic. So the monk becomes a Grand Master, and the thief becomes a ninja. And the monk can't use magic at all. It's the only class that is never able to use magic. You know, the Grandmaster can't use magic. But the ninja, just like the knight gets low-level white magic spells, the ninja gets low-level black magic spells. Though, of course, by this point in the game, they're not really that useful. Alright, let's go over to Provoca. Did I go? No. There we go. Alright. There it is. I was going to say, where's my white magic shop? Alright, so let's go ahead, give you... Alright, let's go ahead and give you Lamp, because nobody else has it. Null Bolt. And Invis 1. We're probably never going to use his level 2 spells. Like, we'll keep him as like a backup healer. And that's pretty much it. So it's level 3, I think, is his last. I don't think he can get level 4 spells. So let's go to Elfheim, because that's where level 3 and level 4 spells are. Alright, level 3 is right up here by the graveyard. Alright, so definitely give him Cure 2. And Null Fire. But he can't do Heal. Or Dia. Okay. That explains it. So yeah, that I'm pretty sure he cannot get any level 4 spells. I think his spell book is now maxed out. So yeah, the idea is, you know, he's a knight, but he's kind of more like a paladin. So that's why he can do like low-level white magic. So yeah, we're good here. So yeah, you are maxed out. You are still missing a level 5. You're missing a level 6. You're missing a level 5 and a level 6. So let's go to Melmond. Alright, Melmond. There we go. For those missing level 5 spells. Alright, here I believe it is we want to get Life 1 for you. I mean, I could do Cure 3. Cure 3 or Life 1, which would be more useful? I think Life 1 would be more useful. Yeah. What other spells do you have? Slow 2. Oh, I'm an idiot. Why did I give you Slow 2? I should have given you Cure 3. Well, that's going to be a slight waste of money then. Alright, we're going to give you Cure 3 then. Alright. Dia 3 could have been useful. But we'll leave it like that. It's a good thing we can drop spells in this version. You can't in the NES version. You know, the spells you buy are the spells you're stuck with. Alright, Warp 1 for you. That warps us to the previous floor of a dungeon. Could be very useful, especially in an upcoming dungeon not too far away. However, there is a much more useful level 6 white magic spell. So let's go back to Crescent Lake. There we go. All right. Up here, let's do black magic first. All right, Bolt 3, you can learn that now. Oh, is it not? Oh, never mind, never mind. We're good. So do we want Stun or Reaper? Probably never really going to use them. I think we'll just go ahead and do Reaper. Just to round things out, fill it all out. And then it is white magic time. For Warp 2, warps the party out of dungeons. Oh, you can actually learn that. I did not realize that. Interesting. I usually give it to my white mage. Okay, we'll go ahead and give you Warp 2. And then I'm going to give you Shield 2 and Invis 2 to round things out. Alright. So Jack is only missing 1 or 2 level 7 spells. Because I don't think he can get a full set of 3 level 7 spells. And then everybody else is maxed out through level 6 as well. With Candle being the only one out. You know, this is his limited spell book. Which you can't even access right now. Alright. Let's go ahead, go to the next place we want to go to. It is time to start exploring the northern continents, and the easiest way to get there is just head south. Alright, here's the next town already. This is Gaia. So let's take a look inside. This is the town of Gaia, also known as Hawkeye, or the Eye of the Hawk. To the south lies another town. We call it Hawk Wing, but we don't know its real name. That would be Lufenia. Alright, I'll show you why they're called Hawkeye and Hawk Wing in a bit. But some interesting things happen in this town. For example, there's only half the level 7 spells in this town. We have Ice 3 and Break, We're not going to buy any right now, but we have Ice 3 and Break. So our Black Mage and... our Red and Black Wizards can learn Ice 3, but only the Black Wizard can learn Break, which allows you to petrify foes. And then over here is the level 7 white spells. But again, it's only half of them. So we have Cure 4 and Dia 4. Only available to the white wizard. Plenty of other people to talk to, though. Have you gone to Hawkwing yet? Their language is total gibberish. Yeah, that's why we're not going there before we have to. Because it's a bit of a pain to get there. Whoa, what have we here? You fellers are outsiders, ain't ya? How the heck did you manage to climb way up here? Yeah, because this isn't a mountain valley. That broom sure is good at making itself look busy. Busy, busy, busy. Yes, indeed. Busy, busy, busy. Here we have... There's a tower in the Yanakulum Desert, or Yanakulum Desert, that no one can enter. Since no one can enter it, we all figured it might be a mirage. We now call it the Tower of Mirage, but I wonder if it really is a mirage. It's not, but we're not going there quite yet. The legends say that ancient sky people could soar into the sky and build castles above the clouds. Well, I wonder if they also built our airship. Alright, so here we have more white and black magic shops. But here it's level 8, and it's most of the level 8 spells, but not all of them. We have Stop, Banish, and Doom. These, you can use, like, any of them. You can grab any of them if you want, though I would recommend make sure you keep an open slot for level 8 for both black and white. Of course, we can't afford these anyways. But, yeah, they're all kind of instant death spells. And here we have Holy, Null All, and Dispel. I would grab Holy and Null All. Leave Dispel. You want to make sure you have an open slot for the final level 8 spell. Alright. The spring in this town bears Oxyale, but only fairies can collect it. It can indeed. Okay. Before we head up there... I saw something bright flying across the sky to the west. I know I saw it. Yeah, that's actually where we're going next. There was a fairy living at the spring here, but I haven't seen her lately. Where has she gone? I don't know. We're going to have to find her. The castle in the west tests your courage and strength. My old man told me that. Yeah, I already know that. Isn't there... Somewhere around here, isn't there a dragon? Or is he over in the other town? He must be over in Onlak, the other town. Alright, so here we have weapons and armor. So Cat Claws, this is like the ultimate weapon we can get for the Black Mage or Black Wizard. Could also be used by the Ninja, and I think maybe the Monk or Grandmaster. So yeah, the Thief, Ninja, and so on. But of course, by this point, you want your Monks and Grandmasters to be unarmed. That's the way they do the most damage. Here we have ruby armlets, so we can buy more of those. And protect rings. We're definitely going to want those as well. However, I think we might be able to find at least one more ruby armlet in a dungeon. And at least a couple protect rings in dungeons as well. So we're going to hold off on those for now. Alright. We're not quite done with this town, though. Because there's stuff going on up here. What just happened? Oh, I hit the wrong button. I accidentally hit L2. So here we have our item shop. We also have this guy. There was a scholar studying the Lufenian language, but I can't recall his name. I think I know his name. Wasn't it Dr. Un over in Melmond? Oh, I have sinned deeply. I captured a fairy and sold it to a traveling caravan. Well, we're going to have to find that. So yeah, here's the sanctuary. But if we continue on this way, not that it really matters at this point, but if we continue this way, this is where the fairy's spring is. But of course, you know, we can't do anything here because there's no fairy in the spring right now. Alright, so I'm going to pull open the map here real quick, and some of you may have already caught on to this. But notice how... There we go. Notice how this continent looks vaguely like a bird. So the town we're at now, Gaia, that's called the Eye of the Hawk, because it's kind of like up where the head is, where the eye would be. And the Citadel of Trials is on one wing. The Mirage Tower's in the center of the body in that massive desert. And then over on this other wing is another town. That is Lufenia, also known as Hawkwing, or Wing of the Hawk, because it's on the Wing of the Hawk. But we're not going to go there quite yet because it's a bit of a walk. And I'll show you why. The only place to land is like right here. This is the only place to land on this entire segment. You have to walk all the way down here through some a bunch of monsters to get to here. And once we're there, we can't do anything there right now. Can't even really talk to people. They'll just spout off gibberish. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to go east to get to the western continent. And here is where we'll find the other town, Onlak, and a couple other things. So first off, we're going to pop here. This is the best place to land here. Let's do a memo save. Alright, let's go to town. Oh shoot, I have to go up the river, don't I? Not just cross it. Forgot about that. So Onlak is interesting, because it's also how you access, not the next dungeon we're going to go to, but the one after that. And I'll show you what I mean when we get there. Oh, of course. Oh no, Desert Beretta. We're gonna run. These things hit hard, and they don't really give much in the way of experience, and they have like high physical defense. You know, high defense. We're so close to town. Oh no, I was right there. I was right there. Oh man, for some reason I thought you had to go up the river. No, we got ambushed. Oh god. Okay, Jill, you made it through. Let's do a cure 3 and have you do the healing staff. Alright, so that's one Hydra left to deal with. Alright. We're good. May as well just use the healing staff real quick. Gets us a little bit better off. There we go. Alright. Oh, we're so close. So close to town. We have a Remora. A stronger version of the centipede. That hits hella hard. It is no match for us. Alright. Welcome to Onlak in this version. But yes, Onlak is the official translation. Here, check out my legs. It's so wonderful to have legs. I can dance now, see? Well that is odd. You ever hear of something called Oxyale? Yes, they have it over in Gaia, though they don't have the fairy in order to get it. The shrine sank into the depths of the sea 200 years ago. Rumor has it that mermaids dwell there now. Ah, mermaids, you say? Interesting. I saw Underhill selling something strange at his caravan camp. Well, where? Oh, leave me alone. If I can't catch a single fish, how am I supposed to eat? And don't touch my drink. Excuse me, sorry. That made me cough for some reason. This town enjoyed great prosperity 200 years ago. Well, 200 years is an awfully long time. Cope said that he saw something bright falling to earth. I think he was delirious. I wonder what it was. Do you have legs? I do. Don't you see them? So yes, we have black and white, magic shops, and this is where the rest of the level 7 spells are. Saber is a must. Well, sort of. So, the problem with Saber is it raises own attack plus 16, accuracy plus 10. So it lets you hit harder. Here's the problem. It's that keyword of own. The only character that can learn this spell is the Black Wizard. And when he casts it, he can only cast it on himself. So it improves his attack and accuracy, but he already hits for shit anyways. However, there is an item, much like the gauntlets and the healing staff have cast spells when used as items. There is an item that actually does that as well. I don't remember which one it is. I don't remember if we're getting in the next couple dungeons or if it's like closer towards the end of the game. But of course, we also got blind here, which is blinding a foe. Also, again, just for the Black Wizard. And here we have Null Magic. Okay, good. The Red Wizard can learn this and heal 3. So this will be like the last spell the Red Wizard gets. But also heal 3. Alright, we're going to pass up on spells right now. We don't really have enough money for anything. My daddy has gone off with a caravan. They're headed for the western desert. They always make camp on the north edge of the desert near some trees. Oh my god. You gotta be shitting me. I miss my daddy. I hope he comes home soon. You've gotta be shitting me. They actually tell you in this version? Oh my god. Just like the airship is kind of a hidden location, the caravan is another hidden location. And in every single version of the game except this one, and maybe the Game Boy Advance, because I haven't played that one yet, though I'm pretty sure the PSP translation is based off the Game Boy Advance translation. They don't tell you exactly where to go. They tell you it's in the desert to the west, but they don't tell you exactly where to go. Oh my god, here they do. That to me is amazing. I did not know that. Because I've never gotten this far in this version of the game before. I've only, this version, the furthest I've gotten was beating Marilith. That was pretty much it. I hear the sunken shrine contains heaps of treasure. Gold and diamonds and... Oh, someone also said there's a stone slab of some sort too. Well, that sounds kind of important. Luthanian is a language used by the ancient race known as the Sky People. My brother, Un, would talk of it constantly. He always lamented that he couldn't find the Rosetta Stone, which would give you the chance to learn it. And we just learned of a stone slab, didn't we? Well, what is the Rosetta Stone if not a stone slab? The real Rosetta Stone was... It was a recording, I think, of a trade agreement. But and it's incomplete. It's not a complete thing. However, what was most interesting about it was the exact same text written 3 times in 3 separate languages. 2 of which we already knew, or like one of which we already knew, one of which we like sort of knew, and we were able to do that as well. And then the third one was ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, which we could not read. We knew they had meaning, but we couldn't read them. Amazing. Bahamut recognized you as heroes. So yeah, if you hadn't gone to get the class upgrade first, this dragon would have sent you over to the Cardian Isles. So yeah, we were able to, through the use of the other 2 languages and the knowledge that it was the same text repeated, we were able to crack the code on Egyptian hieroglyphs, mostly because people realized that the cartouches, these sets of symbols that were kind of surrounded and circled, matched up with names in the other text, one of which was ancient Greek. And that was kind of how we learned to translate first the names and then the rest of the hieroglyphs. I'm Cope. Yeah, I saw that thing fall near the northern waterfall, I think. No one believes me, but it looked like a robot. A robot? Isn't this a fantasy game? A Final Fantasy, would you say? Yeah, Final Fantasy has had sci-fi elements from the very beginning. I mean, we're already flying around in a freaking flying airship that is not a purely fantasy. I was gonna say fantastical, but a purely fantasy-based airship, because it's not, the kind with the big balloon and everything. This has rotors and stuff like that. 200 years ago, Onlak's shrine flourished with the power of water, but now, please bring it back. So yeah, the sunken shrine is where you find the water crystal and also the Rosetta Stone. Come on, man. There we go. I wanted to help save the mermaids, so I made a submarine out of a barrel. But I always run out of oxygen before reaching the shrine. So don't use it unless you know what you're doing, okay? So she won't let us do it at all. Interesting. Alright. So we are done here in Onlak for now. We're not going to go to the caravan just yet, because we have to pass the airship first. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go investigate that waterfall. See, there we go. Now that is a manticore. Alright, so to do that, we need to sail up this river now. Actually go up this river. And then just sail into the waterfall itself. We're going to pop a memo save. Alright. So now we just need to... Come on, bat. There we go. Navigate this cavern. Where we have a bunch of clay golems. That can poison us. That's always good to know. Alright. Nope, not a potion. Antidote. There we go. Alright. Oh, come on. There's a bunch of dead ends here. And I'm going the exact correct path. Seriously? It's gonna happen. Bunch of clay golems. We can do this. Oh, come on. You got poison? Seriously? Alright, Jill. Let's try this again. There you go. Got some gil. Excuse me. Alright, antidote. Fix that poison. Wait, can I use the healing staff from here? Or is that purely in combat? No, you can't use it from the menu. It just shows you what, who can equip it. So it would be the White Mage, Ninja, and White Wizard. Okay. Interesting. The Red Wizard can equip the gauntlets. I didn't realize that. Huh. Well, either way. I want to leave that in the inventory for now. It's going to be really useful in the next dungeon. Ah, we got ambushed. And hit hard. Alright, let's do a Cure 3. And use the healing staff. There we go. Good, 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 good. Alright, last one. Perfect. Alright, and it's up around this way to the northwest. One clay golem, not an issue. Down south here. Bye-bye, Nightmare. Not quite yet, but almost. There we go. Now it's bye-bye nightmare. Alright, ignore that to the east. Just keep going south. Another Cure 3 and a Healing Staff. And there we go. Perfect. Alright. Oh, come on. We're so close. We're like right at the end of this dungeon. Excuse me. Alright. So it should be noted that coming to the Waterfall Cavern is entirely optional at this point. Oh, fuck. Fuck me. You don't have to do this right now. However, if you get through the next dungeon without doing so, you will have to come back here sooner rather than later. There we go. Perfect. All right, 2,700. All right, so we got Spellbinder, which is a weapon that works well against mages. A ribbon. Bunch of gil. More gil. More gil. And a defender. Okay, defender. Is that... That should be a good upgrade for... Yeah, I think I'm going to give that to Jack instead. And then the ribbon will go to Carl, who still has a leather cap. So the ribbon has the same defensive power as a leather cap, however, sometimes protects you again from special attacks. Basically what this does is it has a 50% chance to prevent status effects. Things like poison, paralysis, you know, that kind of stuff. Dark, sleep, all that kind of stuff. Even stone, I think, even petrify. It does not prevent instant death attacks, though. There's another item that does that. But the ribbon is a 50% protection against special attacks. And the ribbon is kind of a Final Fantasy mainstay. Unfortunately, I think there's only 3 in the game here. Typically, you'll most other Final Fantasies, there'll be enough to cover your entire party, or at least your entire battle party. Because many Final Fantasies do end up with a party more than you can field on the battle at one time. Here, it's just 4. That's it. That's the way it is for the first 3 games of the franchise. Although 2, you do have a revolving 4th member. 4 goes up to 5, but you gain and lose party members as the story dictates. 5 drops it back down to 4. 6 stays at 4. 5 has a character switch like halfway through. 6 has a total party of 14 characters, but you can only field 4 at a time. And it does some interesting things with that, because it splits the party up multiple times. 7, there's like 9 characters, but you can only field 3 at a time. And same with Final Fantasy 8, there's like 6 different characters, 6 or 7 characters, but you can only field 3 at a time. 9, I think it does go back up to 4 characters, but there's like 9 total characters. 10, it drops back down to 3, but there's like 7 different characters, but you can swap them out mid-combat. 11's an MMO, that doesn't count. 12 has, I believe, a battle party of 3, but a total party of 6. 13, again, goes to a max of 3, but a total party of 6. 14, again, MMO. 15 is an action game. So you're really only controlling 1 character at a time. And initially, before they started adding it in through DLC, you could only control the main character. You couldn't control the other guys. They were all AI. But you would have 4 or 5, a party of 4 or 5 running throughout the game. 16, again, you only directly control the main character. You can do limited functions to a side character. you know, one specific side character, and then you'll have a couple other AI characters with you as well. All right, so the last thing, the last thing is to talk to the damn robot after we deal with these damn golems. All right. Of course, we got poisoned. Oh, you just had to miss. There we go. We made it through. All right, let's go ahead and use an antidote real quick. There we go. Take this cube. Defeat Tiamat. Flying Fortress. So yeah, the robot gave us the warp cube, which you need to access the dungeon where the wind crystal is. So you can get just outside that dungeon without it, but otherwise, bzz, Giga. I don't know what Giga means. Gigas? I don't know. But we're gonna get out of here really quick and easy. We're going to go ahead and use Warp 2. And that instantly teleports you outside of dungeons. So we end up right back on the world map. Alright, we're going to pop a memo save real quick. Sail back down here. Across here. Now, you might think we want to use our airship now. Oh, fuck. But what we want to do is run. There we go. No, what we want to do is get to that caravan. Remember, it's an unmarked location. The other versions of this game just hint to where it is. This one straight up tells you. You have to come to this patch of desert here. On the northern edge to reach the Desert Caravan. And here, this guy has a bottled ferry for sale for 50,000 gil. So we're going to go ahead and buy that. Now, in the NES version, you can just use this here. However, I don't know if you can in this version or not. But I do know, and I don't want to miss it, there's a cutscene if we just take this back to Gaia as is. Alright, so let's fly back to Gaia. So yeah, here's the Mirage Tower. Come on. There we go, that's close enough. Alright, so coming into Gaia, and this should just be automatic as soon as we step into town. Really? Interesting. Do I have to actually use it in this version? The PSP and Pixel Remaster, it's automatic. So there we go. You use the bottled ferry. Interesting. So I guess you can just use it whenever. The PSP and Game Boy Advance version, or not Game Boy Advance, might be in the Game Boy Advance version, but the Pixel Remaster, it would automatically trigger that if you came to town without using it then. Yeah, now we can go talk to the ferry. I was trapped inside the bottle you bought. How horrifying that was. To repay your kindness, I will retrieve some oxyel for you from the bottom of the spring. Alright, well, thank you. Alright, so we obtained oxyale. From that water flows an endless supply of air. Well, thank you. Oh, do you have anything else to say? Thank you again for saving me. I hope that oxyale helped you somehow. From it flows an endless supply of air. Okay. So yeah, the Oxyale is what you need in order to access the sunken shrine in Onlak. I keep wanting to say Onrak, because I mean, that is what it is officially called. I guess that we're still dealing with some English in this translation. Alright, let's see about selling off some loot that we don't need. Oh, staff with muddle effects. I thought it was effective against mage types, but I was wrong. Staff with muddle effects, we're never going to use that. It's worth quite a bit. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and buy the cat's claws, because you don't find those in a dungeon anywhere. Alright, so Carl, good upgrade for him. We'll go ahead and sell the mithril knife. And then before we leave Gaia, I want to get some items here. Alright, potions, max those out. Antidotes, max those out. Okay, cottage, give me 2. And tent. Yeah, don't need to fully max that out yet. 15 will be fine. Alright. And now, how long have I been recording? Because we have a decent-sized dungeon coming up. Let's go ahead and get to Onlak while I check this out. We've been going for a little over an hour and 15 minutes. So let's get back to Onlak. Which, by the way, here's like the other place you can land on the northwestern continent. And like potentially out here as well. Where you have to travel like all the way down through here to get where you need to go. This little tile right next to this desert here really is the best place to land. Alright, so we're going to get to Onlak, and then we're going to heal at the inn and save. And then I think we will call it for now. Because I don't have too much time today. I have about an hour or 2 left before I have to go to work. And then when I come home from work, I'm starting Resident Evil 9 for myself. Because it comes out today. You guys are, this is going live a couple days after. Alright, let's go ahead and save. There we go. 300 gil. Oi. Alright, let's go ahead and save. And next time we will tackle the Sunken Shrine. So until then, I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe.